the last component of your assignment is going to be the instructional strategy. And if you remember from the book, the components of an instructional strategy include pre-instructional activities, the content presentation, learner participation, assessment, and follow-through activities. But you're not going to work in all of these for this particular assignment. You're only going to work on content presentation and learner participation. So regarding this information in the book, you're not just going to have generic information about these components, but also some information about specific learning components for learners of different maturity and ability levels, learners of various learning outcomes, and learning components for various constructivist strategies. So regarding content sequencing and clustering, you find a section in the book that talks about this and basically gives you some ideas on how to go about clustering your content. So based on what you decide for each objective or cluster of objectives, you're going to include the objective. Then you're going to include information about the content presentation, so the content, the examples, student grouping and media selection. And for learner participation, you're going to describe the practice items and activities, the feedback, student grouping, and media selection. So for the content presentation, you basically talk about whether you're going to follow a deductive or an inductive pattern. You're going to indicate how you will introduce the content and explain its structure and interrelationship with other content. And you're going to provide information about the examples and non-examples that you may use. Regarding student grouping, you also have information about how you will group your students. And basically in media selection, the book gives you ideas on how to basically select media, but also in particular depending on the domain of learning and depending on certain learner characteristics, depending on certain task requirements found in objectives, or depending on the critical media attributes that you must have. And again, the book will have a section for each of these items. For learner participation, you have to describe information about whether you will have embedded practice tests, or if you want to have tryouts that are more informal to get to know whether your learners are learning what they're supposed to be learning. And also you're going to talk about the feedback that you will provide regarding the results of their efforts and what type of or form of reinforcement you will provide.